What is going on there, everyone? Well, I wanted to make this video yesterday, but I had some previous engagements that I had to take care of, which was amazing. I mentioned before in passing that we Prince George citizens of Virginia, we're going to be going to our local courthouse and deal with our local board of supervisors to make Prince George, Virginia, a Second Amendment sanctuary. And may I say, we succeeded last night. I don't know how many people showed up, but it was people as far as I swear the whole county showed up. So it was a thing of beauty, which added to the list of counties in Virginia. We're becoming a Second Amendment sanctuary state, much to the chagrin of Ralph Northam, our radical leftist Democrat in charge. But back to the story of the USMCA, because Trump's big deal finally got approved by the House, which it won't be approved by the Senate until probably the beginning of next year. But we'll see about that too. But let's check it out. See what's in this thing. The new US-Mexico-Canada agreement replaces the North American Free Trade Agreement, or NAFTA, which was awful. The updates and rules of the game for trade among the three countries. Here are some key provisions. Let's get into this, see what we got here. Mexican labor. U.S. labor unions and Democrats have long complained that Mexican workers can't always form unions freely and demand fair pay, a situation they say puts pressure on the U.S. manufacturing jobs. The Trump administration's USMCA has new additional labor rules not included in the current NAFTA, as well as some new enforcement procedures demanded by the Democrats. Which, okay, that's cool. I'm not going to argue about it. Compared with NAFTA, when it comes to the auto rules, USMCA significantly tightens the rules that auto industry has to follow in order to trade vehicles duty-free in North America. A certain proportion of cars will have to be produced by workers with higher wages, and greater proportion of components will have to originate in North America. Awesome. Awesome. That's knocking countries like China out of the auto manufacturing, which is good, which is great. Digital freedom. USMCA, unlike the current NAFTA, includes rules mandating the free flow of data among the three countries. This and other novel provisions on the exchange rates and other areas aren't so crucial for Canada and Mexico, but could later be applied to pacts with more restrictive countries or even China. Agricultural. A deal to pass USMCA means farmers of major crops no longer have to worry about President Trump potentially pulling out of the existing NAFTA and leaving them fewer major export markets. USMCA also gives dairy farmers more access to Canada, which is a big deal because Canada treats their milk like a mafia. It's very, very strange how they deal with milk. Don't understand. But yeah, it's very mafioso up there when it comes to dairy. And pharma is kind of a big deal. Big drug makers are likely to be disappointed, since Democrats pushed the Trump administration to remove language that would have protected expensive biological drugs from generic imitators for 10 years. The existing NAFTA treaty has no such drug protections. I gotta say that wasn't a bad thing to put in there from the Democrats. I'll give them a little bit of credit. Yet we've been having a lot of problems with these drug manufacturers. So I am glad that they worked in a bipartisan way to make this happen. And I gotta tell you, this is gonna be big for everyone involved. All involved. Canada, Mexico, and the U.S. My God, man. The jobs this is gonna help create. The fair wages, especially for the Mexican people. You know, the Mexican manufacturers. Because they've always been paid extraordinarily low comparatively to the U.S. and Canada. So this is going to be a really big thing for the Mexican auto workers. They should be extraordinarily happy. they're going to see their pay increase dramatically from this once it's officially approved. Because Canada and Mexico have just been waiting on Nancy Pelosi to go ahead and approve this thing, which has been sitting on her desk for 13 months, and she finally, to distract from the impeachment farce that the Democrats are putting the American people through, right after announcing 2 articles of impeachment, which had nothing to do with any of their arguments for the most part during their impeachment inquiry. Yes, a couple hours after that, they announced they are passing the USMCA to try to, hide the impeachment nonsense. But it didn't do a good job, though, because today all we're talking about is the IG report, which also further entails into the impeachment inquiry a little bit here and there. So it's still a bunch of nonsense. But when it comes to USMCA, right on. Mitch McConnell, it's on you now. Don't let it sit on your desk for that long. Please. Please. I know y'all love to play the political thing, but when it comes to something as important as the USMCA, don't let it sit around, man. This is going to positively affect, I don't even know how many hundreds of thousands of people. But this is going to positively affect all of their lives. So, the faster the better, Mr. McConnell. I like you. Don't disappoint. But yes, as you can see, this is the biggest win that all 3 of our countries could have asked for. I mean, this is an awesome deal. And the Democrats didn't muddle it so bad. So, I will give them a little bit of credit where credit is due. A little bit. But not much. Because you're still going on with his impeachment and all this stuff of a president who has literally transformed our country from being in a recession to having the best economy in the world and all that in just one term. That's amazing. So, quit hating. But as always, I'd love to hear your comments on this USMCA deal. Whether you're for it or against it, whether you like the revisions or don't like the revisions, elaborate. And I will catch y'all on the fish. Hold on. Like, share, and subscribe. Almost forgot about that part. Gotta say that every time. And I will catch y'all on the flip side. Y'all have a wonderful day.